never know what to expect when we visit the Newell Coach Factory here in Miami, Oklahoma. And today, Phil Cornelius, you've got a beautiful coach for us.
Oh, it is. It's a beauty. Good to see you, Andrew.
Likewise, always an honor to come here and showcase the latest and greatest at Newell Coach. And when I saw this coach, I couldn't wait to get the cameras on it for the folks out there. What's the story with this coach?
Well, this is a custom-built 2027 model. Had a family that is going to be enjoying this coach. It's a bunk bed model. Really did a lot of cool things on the outside and the inside that we're going to see in just a little bit. You can see the blackout wheels. We're using the torque wheels now. He went with all black. We also offer them in a black with a polished aluminum accent or an ultra polished finish.
Yeah, beautiful exterior paint job here with that blackout package and all the heavy metallics and the cool patterns in it. I'm really excited to show you guys the interior of this coach. It is next level. But before we take a look at the interior, is there anything new on the exterior that you want to show us quickly?
One of the main things you're going to see is the new entry door. We had the air door before. This one is all electric, very heavy duty. You'll be able to see, excuse the yellow, but we're still in the process of finishing this one up.
Yeah, they tape everything off here just to protect it, but you can see that entryway, and we'll see more of that in a moment. But this new touch panel here is something that we did not see the last time we were out here at Newell Coach.
That's part of our new Compass system. We had the Intrepid system before, part of our coach management system. This is a weatherproof touch panel. Allows you to enter the coach, but also instead of having to walk into the coach and fumble with toggle switches or even other panels inside, you can access your door lock, your bay locks, your exterior lighting, your interior lighting. A lot of things can be done from right here without even having to go inside the coach.
Yes, sir. Your awnings, really a huge improvement. And we did a more in-depth video with James Nethery, VP of Engineering, where we showcased in-depth that system. But before we take a look at the inside, anything else you want to show us outside?
We've talked about a lot of things in the past, but I wanted to point out our plumbing bay. It's very usable. It's very accessible. When you look on the inside, we're using all PEX plumbing with brass elbows and T's and copper crimps. It's more important what you don't see here. You will not see any PVC with twist-on connections to tighten it. You won't see the pipe glue. You're going to see this type of plumbing throughout the entire coach, not just on the outside. It's also very accessible. One of the things that you won't see is a stainless steel tank. We're going to be using polyethylene. You won't have to deal with weld decay. You won't have to deal with any of the corrosion that happens whenever you try to weld stainless. We do have it heated so that if you do spend time in cold weather, and some of our customers do, they like to ski, travel in cold weather, they're going to have a plumbing bay that they can keep warm and not have to worry about freezing.
And what are the holding tank capacities in this coach?
142 and 142. Now you can get the 180 option if you want, but you'll lose a little bit of storage whenever you do that.
And you have a combined holding tank. I know a lot of the RV companies out there separate their black and gray waste, but you have it all one combined tank?
All one tank. Whenever you combine the tank, you get the benefit of whole 142 gallons. You also are going to be able to flush out your system much better than having a black water tank that fills up with solids that pile up in the bottom. Here, you're able to flush everything out. As we come around to the rear of the coach, we've got the Cummins X15. 605 horsepower, 1,950 pounds of torque. It's not just the torque rating that you see on paper, it's how long that torque rating lasts. With the Cummins, you've got a 1,950 pounds of torque, and that torque is spread throughout the entire RPM spectrum. Our customers, they like to be able to go up those mountains. They like to be able to pass people when they're traveling 50 or 60 miles an hour, not just at the takeoff.
I know they like to tow those big trailers as well. You've got a 25,000 pound towing capacity, 25% more than your next competitor in the Class A industry.
Right. The gross vehicle weight rating is 63,300, and that's compared to the 55,500 pounds that you'll find on the conversion platform. That gross vehicle weight rating is very important because some of our competitors don't like to build quad slides because by the time they finish the quad slide, they're already over their gross vehicle weight rating. With us, everything we build is pretty much quad slide. We're not concerned about it. We don't have to modify the chassis.
Now, as good looking as this exterior of the coach is, I think the Newells really shine when we get to the interior. Can we put these slide rooms out and take a look at the interior?
Absolutely.
Phil, it is unbelievable at how many different variations of design the Newell coach comes up with, and this coach is no exception. These accent walls as soon as I walked into the coach, the backlit backsplash.
We've got quite a few things that are different on this coach. This is coach number 1865. From 1863 forward, we've got a whole new coach management system. In this floor plan, it's a bunk bed floor plan. The owners have a large family, and so because of the fact that we have more flexibility than anybody in our class as far as developing a platform, we're able to have a sleeper sofa here, a sleeper sofa here, and a dinette here. We've got flat floor slides. We're the only company in the industry that has all flat floor slides. So we're able to do some things that you just can't find on other platforms.
I mean, so you could really comfortably sleep 8 people in this coach, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can do 2 here, and then singles in the bunks, so that's 6, and then 8 with the parents. So
that's right.
Depending on how cozy you want to get, you can pack some people into this coach.
Sure. And again, because we build from the ground up, we're able to provide far more storage than what you normally would see. It's the best overall package for a family on the market.
And I'm just so impressed by the interior design. You know, not only do you have the most living space, largest slide rooms, most headroom, but you know, this ceiling design here is just over the top, and we've started to see some of the more spa style look, but this is a more updated version of that spa style look.
And it's interesting, when you're outside and you're looking in, the shapes change. It's kind of cool to see that. There are some other things like the agate backsplash. This is an actual agate backsplash. I know some manufacturers out there are using a simulated agate. This is the real deal. So it's going to give you far more depth. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera or not, but it's just a great accent. We're going to see it throughout the coach as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that was an expensive option. And you know, talk about the expense of the options, about how much money is a coach like this costing?
You're looking at about $2.9 million. Yeah.
Okay, and you know, Newell Coach, to my knowledge, is building more coaches over the $2 million range than any other company in the industry. What is it about these Newell coaches that's creating so much demand that you're selling more over that $2 million range than anyone else?
Well, we just got a lot more to offer. These buyers are fairly educated. They've usually had 1, 2, 3, 4 coaches, and they're motorhomes of some sort.
Yes, sir. Your owners are extremely educated, and you've been in the RV industry for like over
40 years. Coming up on 40 years, yeah.
So you've got a lot of experience in the industry working for all the different RV manufacturers.
Class A motorhome company, 17 years with the world's largest bus conversion company, and now with Newell, about 14 years.
Always seeing improvements in the Newell coaches. I notice here the double diamond stitching here. This is a little more refined than some of the previous years. I pay attention to those little details where there's now some spacing. It's hard to see because this is even a super high-end texture. What's all going on in these captain's chairs?
You know, Amber does a great job of bringing new things in or asking for something from the vendors that we use that maybe we haven't done before. It really is a great accent, and a lot of times you don't know what it is, you just know something's different.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you're looking throughout the coach, whether it's the ceiling style, whether it's the design of the custom built carpets or the double stitching on the chairs.
And you mentioned there's some new changes, and we did do a video with James Nethery, VP of Engineering, going in depth on some of those changes. So that video may already be out, but can you let us know a little bit what's going on in the cockpit? What's new for 2027?
We made a mid-year change. It was very significant as far as our coach management system. We also modified the cockpit area. You'll notice over here, we've gotten rid of all those rocker switches and toggle switches, and it's all flat push button switches. So it's much easier to clean, easier to see, know what's going on.
Kind of aircraft style switches they remind me of.
Right, it's just a cleaner look. We've been wanting to do that for a while, and this was a great time to accomplish that. We've got a whole new dash. In recent months, we've added the larger CCI screen that has the various controls on it, put in a master screen so that you control the house from the cockpit area. Charger for your phone over here by the passenger as well. We've got the 3 monitors for your side cameras and the rear camera.
Coming back into the salon area, it's incredible how much space there is, you know, to have a full sofa here that turns into a sleeper. Usually most motorhomes are going to always have opposing sofas, but I don't know if I've seen this before where you have enough room for a full sleeper sofa here and then another sleeper sofa up there. And I really like what they did with these cup holders as well. They almost appear to be recliners, but then we can pull that out and then it's a regular style sofa. But if you want to have that divider in between the kids to make sure they're not poking at each other, you know.
Don't touch me.
Exactly. You've got the divider line there and spot for everybody to set their drinks. So.
Sure. And the reason for that, again, instead of being limited by a 24-inch slide or an 18-inch slide. We're capable of 30 inches on all 4 slides as far as your depth, and then they can all be flat floor. We don't really need to have flat floor on the driver's side because the bed's on top of it, and we normally have a step up there. But as far as the rest of the coach, you don't have any intrusion or any step ups to have to contend with. That's why we can put a sleeper sofa rather than just a jackknife sofa.
Yes, sir.
Right here.
Talking about these floors, they've got kind of a concrete style, and this is a much more updated tile pattern. I know they were going with like the huge tiles for a while, but then this more rectangular pattern has become popular here in recent months.
Yeah, and Amber will decide, what's going to work best with the rest of the interior. There's so many things. I wouldn't have a clue sometimes on how to coordinate all that, but she does a great job on figuring out how she's going to make it all come together.
Well, and like these accent walls here,
yeah.
It's almost like a suede with the square pattern. And then there's a couple of those accent walls kind of peeking out at us from the bedroom as well. Those just have a really cool look. And then that same pattern, accent wall in the bunks as well.
Yeah.
And that's just what I'm seeing from the salon here, just overload of ultra luxury. And how tall are the ceilings in a Newell coach?
Well, sometimes it depends on the ceiling treatment, but this one, for example, you're looking at well over 7 feet, 7 feet 2 inches to the top of the ceiling versus what you'll normally find in other products, somewhere in that 6'6", maybe 6'5", somewhere in there. And then where it's important is whenever you want to go underneath a slide.
Yeah, I can stand up. It's probably about 6'4" inside of the slide room.
And then on the other product, you're a lot less than that. You're getting down to the 6 foot range or lower.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And just talking about the ceilings, not only do we have this crazy accent ceiling here in the salon, but even the ceiling of the slide room it's like some sort of a leather pattern, and we've got such bright puck lighting. I see 8 puck lights just in this one slide room, and then more indirect lighting behind the valance, more indirect lighting below the windowsill.
Right.
I mean, it's just incredible, all of the lighting that Newell does.
And there's so many options. I won't go into it. James probably covered that with you, but as far as the lighting options, you can turn all the pucks off and have just indirect lighting. You can control the intensity on all of the lighting, bring it down to a nice ambiance. So there's more flexibility with the new system to control your lighting. They decided to go with the InvisiCook cooktop to create more counter space. So you've got the controls here. You just simply put your silicone pads in the area of the induction units, and you're good to go. And it'll tell you if you're off a little bit, so you can make adjustments. But the main thing is it creates more counter space. This would be a porcelain countertop. That's the best countertop to use for the InvisiCook. Now, we talk about the height difference. With the height difference, that's going to give us a lot more space in our overhead cabinets too. A lot of people don't realize that that's going to translate into more storage throughout the coach. Whether it's in your pantries, whether it's in the overhead cabinets above the galley. The other thing is, I know you really like this. Got my tape measure.
Yes, sir.
You can see that instead of 18 inches, you're looking at 21-inch depth here. Instead of 24-inch depth, you're looking at roughly 30 on the countertop. So there's just more space.
You love bringing out your tape measure when you've got a prospect client. I heard out in Motorcoach Country Club, when are you going to start handing out tape measures with a little Newell logo to send them over to your competitors?
See how they measure up, Yeah,
it really is the biggest living space in the Class A industry, which equates for a lot more storage. When you look at the height of the slide rooms, the depth of the slide rooms is just a lot more storage. You've got some nice pantry space here, again, all lined with carpet. I mean, big, deep, heavy-duty pantries. And then refrigerator over here. Is this the GE monogram refrigerator?
That's the GE monogram, got those heavy duty hinges. And speaking of that, some of our floor plans have the pocket door. Some of our floor plans have a swing door that's on these big heavy European hinges that fold all the way back. One thing you will not find on a Newell are piano hinges. You're gonna find the heavy duty European hinges, and there's a reason to use piano hinges. A lot of times the wall system will not support the European hinges. We're not using hollow core walls and doors. We're using more solid, more substantial products for our cabinetry. So we're able to use those European hinges. The piano hinges tend to squeak over a period of time. You can't get the same level of adjustment. So You're not going to see any piano hinges on our pantries or our bathroom doors. It's all going to be the European hinges.
This is going to have a pneumatic air door for this water closet, and I've got to compliment the matte black hardware, even a texture on that. But can we take a look at the half bathroom here?
Go ahead.
So I'll press one button here for the powder room door. Wow, it's just beautiful, the stonework that they do up the sidewall here. You've got a totally different pattern behind the bidet toilet, another underlit countertop with that really cool style backsplash.
That is the real agate too. Some people may not understand how this is done. Actually, what the manufacturer does is they have the large pieces of real agate. They lay that in a vat, and then they fill in with smaller pieces of agate, and then they pour a resin in it that is, once it hardens, it's hard as a rock. And so again, it's not a simulation. A lot of times, like I said, you're going to see something that looks like agate, but it's just a simulated piece of artwork.
Across from our half bathroom here, we've got a beautiful bunk here, beautiful accent walls and wallpaper there. Now, TVs in both bunks and bedding and everything?
Yeah, you've got a drop-down TV for the kids here. They've got a place for their headphones. This particular coach has something we've not done before, and that is windows in the bunk area. So the kids can watch the countryside as they're driving down the road if they want to, and give them something to look at other than an iPhone.
Yeah, and no blinds on the windows either. I can appreciate that when the sun comes up, it's time to get out of bed and get at it.
Yeah, I'm sure if they need them, they'll be able to put something up there to keep the sun out. But I think they're a very active family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And down below, you have a lot of the storage drawers for each of the kids.
Yeah, and I think if you measure the size of these drawers versus other bunk model motorhomes out there, I think the Newell drawers are substantially larger.
Again, you've got 7 or 8 inches more height, so we're able to bring everything up and give the kids more room, have more room in the drawers, so it's nice. Now this ladder will come off, and then these doors can come together, and they have magnets in them that'll keep them shut if they need to.
Yes, sir, and I just want to point out that there's kind of a slight curve here on the bunks,
yes,
where they get a little bit wider, which makes a world of difference to have a little more width, so you're just not as claustrophobic.
Yeah, in the torso area in particular, that's where you want to have more space, because kids will pull their knees up, or nobody usually sleeps straight, but you don't need as much room toward the foot of the bed. So.
Yes, sir. And then coming back here into the rear bedroom, they were not holding back with that underlit agate. Yeah, we've got a bunch of storage here in the bedroom, so a large bank of drawers, and then closets on both sides of the huge Newell window. With a subwoofer in this closet, and even the inside of this closet door is lined with carpet.
Yeah. You'll notice over here again, we laminate it with the same laminate rather than just a white laminate or melamine. When you're comparing products, you need to see the differences, but there's no intrusion into this area. This is actual storage, and it is a flat floor slide, so there's no step up, no intrusion, all this extra storage as a result.
Yes, sir. And I see the Gallo acoustic speakers here with more indirect lighting, but is there a TV here?
There's a projection screen. The other thing, as far as storage goes, the bed actually has storage under it.
Safe hidden under the bed there for all your valuables. Most criminals wouldn't even know where to find the button to put your bed up. They'd have to, unless they're watching these videos.
Yeah.
And you've got underlit agate countertops on both sides of the bed as well. And then these beautiful accent walls that I mentioned earlier, but we still have a massive rear bathroom back here.
Oh yeah, big rear bath. They made even a bigger shower. I think you're gonna like what you see there.
Can you show us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll just press one button. There's a full-length mirror here on the face of the door, so when you're getting ready, you do have that. And then these closets in the back of the coach with the drawers have a mirrored face, so those act as a full-length mirror as well. But Phil, what's all going on in the rear bathroom?
Well, you can see we've got the heated towel bar back here, lots of good storage in this area, underlit quartz countertop. This backsplash is really cool. It's got, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's got some depth to it, kind of concave than convex. Of course, the owners are going to get embroidered towels.
And one of those little design cues I just noticed while I'm standing here is, you notice here we have the more lighter gray tile floors, but then it's a similar pattern, but just a little darker shade of gray as you come into the rear bathroom. And these are going to be heated floors back here as well?
Yeah, anything that's solid is going to be heated.
And then a massive shower back there.
It is. It's a large shower. As you can see, you've got a lot of elbow room here. They've got a bench seat here. They could have gotten more closet, but they chose to go with the bench seat in the shower, so they've got plenty of room. You've got a larger shower head as well as the adjustable one. All the porcelain or ceramic shower walls. We've got the hidden drain here. We gather information from our own research and development from some of our customers. We look at the yacht industry or the airplane industry, and maybe even occasionally a competitor. We've got competitors that borrow a lot of ideas from us, but we're going to do what's best rather than just continue to do what we invented 20 years ago. We use the Schluter shower membrane system that totally encapsulates the shower. Instead of just one drain, it actually has two drains, so that between you get the main drain, and then anytime you have a tile floor, you're going to have at some point water that seeps through the grout, whether you seal it or not. What we do is we include that Schluter system that allows us to wick that moisture into another part of the drain and take it on out. We use the same system they use in high-end homes now. Everything goes directly to the holding tank from the shower. You've got the large closet back here. Again, there is no DPF filter or exhaust going up through this area, so we get to use that for closet space. And then over here you've got washer and dryer closet, and we use a 220 dryer, not a 110 volt. And then both of these doors can slide back so they're not in the way.
Well, Phil, I've got to congratulate the new owners of this coach. They did an awesome job designing this, and we're honored to be able to help showcase it for Newell Coach. But if someone wants to custom order a coach, what's the current lead time, and are there any show coaches coming up at all?
Right now we're about close to a year and a half out. We do have some show coaches available. You could purchase the show coach, but we have to be able to use that show coach for 2 or 3 months after it's finished before we can let you have ownership of it.
So if someone wants a brand new Newell ASAP, what's the next coach that someone can get their hands on if they're ready to send that wire?
We've got a coach coming off here in about a month. Yeah, a bunk bed coach.
But that's going to be a
show coach.
And when will it be available for the next
October, November of this year.
Okay, so it'll get shown throughout the rest of the summer and then available by fall?
Right.
And what's the price of that coach?
It's still in production. Don't have all the final costs yet, but it's going to be somewhere in the $2.8 million to $2.9 million, somewhere in that range.
Yes, sir. Well, a great opportunity for someone looking, if they want that next, it's a 2 full bathroom bunk coach too.
Yes,
so
that's
something I get excited about. Now, if someone wants to custom build and really, challenge the Newell design team to, to outdo something like this.
Oh, sure.
When would they be taking delivery if they put in an order and a deposit with you today?
If somebody put a deposit in today, it's going to be somewhere in October of next year.
But I know you guys are sending a show coach up here to one of the resorts, so if you guys get a bunch of orders, that could even get pushed out even more.
Well, I think with the news of our new coach management system and some other things that are happening here pretty soon, we're going to start seeing those orders pile up again. So you could see over a year and a half to 2 years lead time.
What about pre-owned inventory? We saw the Incredible Hulk coach. So you've got some really cool units on the lot right now.
We've got some. The thing about it is those units sometimes I get those sold before they even come in. So if someone is interested, they should go ahead and contact me. I can let them know what's coming in even later, and they can put their name on it subject to them seeing it. So we do have used ones coming in, but they go fairly quick as well.
Yeah, a lot of times coaches never get advertised anywhere and kind of come through Newell Coach here. Now, if someone out there is a serious and qualified buyer and want to purchase a Newell Coach, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can contact me by phone or text at area code 541-953-3113. or email me at philc@newellcoach.com.
Thank you for your time, sir.
You bet. Always a pleasure.
Always an honor. I always learn something from you, and appreciate you and the team at Newell Coach, and also appreciate all of you out there liking, sharing, and following, and we hope you're all having a great day.
Have a great day, guys.